Hey guys, sorry for the delay. I got the two guys from DeFi that you don't want to miss, the guys that are trying to fix everything around here. I got the Godfather and I got AJ from EMP-Money. How are you guys doing today?
Awesome, brother.
Amazing.
Well, there's a lot going on right now out there. There's a lot of darkness, but we brought the two superheroes together. We got
I love
we
it.
got
Yeah.
we got the
Well,
two
who's
superheroes.
Batman and who's Superman? I
The,
want to be Professor X. How about
the
that?
Professor X. Okay, you got it. You got it. You got it.
I said
We
when I saw your video, I thought more like Willy Wonka, and I'm the Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, that's what you said too. Oh man. Yeah, no doubt, bro. No, you get more credit than an Oompa Loompa, that's for sure, bro. Yeah.
They can move. They can
Yeah.
move.
Yeah.
Professor X. Okay, there you go. So, so with everything happening today, we had a little bit of bad news with Freeway, and now Stable Fund is having some issues. It's more important than ever, guys, to be in solid projects with solid leaders like this. I don't know what your NFT does. We're going to get into all of that in a minute, but I want one, and I usually don't want
Yeah.
any.
Well, that's a
So
good sign. That's a
it's a
good
good
start,
sign.
right? Yeah, that is a good start for sure. Well, I guess I'll let Danny kind of start with the Infinity NFT and kind of how that was a success, and he approached us in doing our own NFT, which we had already kind of been in the works, but we said, hey man, if we can partner up on this and not only add yield, which we'll get into in eShare, but MDB as well. Like my God, like who doesn't want that? So go ahead, Danny. I guess maybe give a bit of background on your side, and then we can fill in.
Yeah, definitely. And look, from a if you're new to MDB, like hello, because I appreciate EMP community is massive. It's so good to talk to you guys for the first time if it is. But yeah, so look, MDB outside of our protocol, we have sort of like a range of partner services that we do as well, and we've partnered lots of different ways. We're always trying to work with. There's less and less. We're always trying to work with great leaders and great protocols, and we've been working with AJ and the EMP team for a long time. They partnered with us on Infinity. A lot of the Infinity Fund is invested, and more is being invested into the EMP ecosystem, because we see it as an organization and a team that doesn't work day to day. They think 3 months, a year, 5 years out, and that's the way we operate as well. So I think there's a lot of combined hearts and minds. We've obviously been through that experience. NFT projects, most people don't realize, are actually really complex versus, say, launching the token, because the token is typically just a smart contract. But you've got the mint page, you've got designers, all very different disciplines. So one of the things that we do is we help kind of bring all of that together, and we bring our experience as well. And then obviously working with AJ, they come up with an amazing concept. And we had a similar challenge when we did our first NFT. We were like, we don't just want a pretty picture. We want something that is going to hold value long term and deliver returns for the people that buy it. And we minted, we didn't mint that many, and happy we did that. And then, we worked with AJ, and then they come up with their own idea around the tokenomics, which, yeah, it's impressive. It's really impressive. As the date comes, I feel, yeah, like someone said to me yesterday, I might buy 500. I need to get back to him, actually. I'm sure he's here. He knows who he is, but yeah, he should buy 500.
500,
especially based on what I'm seeing with the EMP guys. It is, yeah, it's pretty high.
So how many are going to be minted on this one?
Yeah, so I can take over. So yeah, we have a total of 5,000
Okay.
that we're minting, and we have a very
5,000.
unique strategy because yeah, like Danny said, I mean, everything we do, we look at every possible angle we possibly can to ensure success. And so, with NFTs, not only is there the collectability just from the rarities and the PFP side, the profile picture, being part of a club, so to speak. But then there's also the utility end, which is again the fact that it actually yields, and that it's actually an income producing asset. So we wanted to capitalize on both of that, and appeal to both audiences. And the way that we're doing the mint, and we can get into this a little bit more later as well, but we came up with a very unique way of doing the minting process because these sales revolve around FOMO so heavily to ensure their success, and we wanted to capitalize on that FOMO. I mean, we've proven an amazing track record with the game theory that we implement, whether it's in detonator, reactor, or anything else. So we wanted that same game theory applied to these NFTs. So we're going to actually mint in 30-minute windows. So 500 NFTs will be available every 30 minutes. And so once they sell out, that window is then closed, and you have to wait for the next 30-minute window to be able to mint the next 500. So the process will take 5 hours to get through everything. But again, it's a way of giving everyone a shot, but still ensuring that FOMO of missing out. Because if there is a window that we don't reach the full 500 for that window, then that will signify the end of the mint. So all the remaining NFTs will be burned, and that is the end. So again, it's also a reason for people to maybe pick up multiple NFTs to ensure that we continue to beat all the rounds. So yeah, I don't know if you want to elaborate, Danny, but yeah, that was our thought process.
It's really difficult, isn't it? Because I think like there's so much irrational behavior around NFT mints typically. Trying to stay within that operating window, but at the same time be fair to people and give people an opportunity is a real challenge, actually, because the two contradict each other hugely. So I think the guys have come up with a really interesting concept, especially, look, let's be honest, the first 500 are gone, right? They are literally seconds gone. And then you've got a 30-minute wait. The second 500 could just be gone. And before you know it, but then if it slows down and then it ends and somebody misses a trick, then that's the end of the mint. And I think that's really interesting. If you get to 4,000 out of 5,000, 1,000 are just going to be burned out of existence. So there's not going to be any sort of hidden supply hitting the market later that's going to dilute. It's going to be a one-time only, and
Exactly.
once it's done, it's done.
Yeah, and that really does drive demand on the secondary market as well, which again, with any NFT project, the secondary market can be huge. I mean, look at Bored Yacht Club. I mean, Bored Ape Yacht Club is a perfect example. I mean, I think minting on those was about $300, and now they're going for almost $1 million. So, and they have no use case. So again, we've looked at all the other projects that have had success, and we've done everything that we can to implement, what's worked on those. And we're super confident, between both of our communities. And again, that was another huge reason we decided to partner, not only because MDB is amazing, but now we can leverage both communities. And Danny and I are making the rounds. We have like 4 AMAs scheduled over the next 7 days up until mint. So
how many AMAs?
About 14. So yeah, we literally have 2 a day for the next 7 days, and I'm still adding more. So
you guys are working too hard.
Yeah, man, no. Well, again, with other projects, and I hate to make light of the situation, but with other projects falling all around us, I mean, I think our track record, and I speak for Danny as well, but I think our track record is, really coming to light on leaders and projects that really are out here trying to do, the right thing. So,
Danny, can you tell me how many, because your NFT project, the last one was very successful, and I don't know how many X they've gone up since you brought them out, but can you tell me what happened on your last one? Like how many you minted, how fast they sold out?
Yeah, it was a much smaller mint, but they were a lot more as well. This is really accessible because they're minting at $300 each, whereas ours were $1,000.
$1,000 each, yeah.
It was $1,000, so there was only 300, but they were a lot more expensive as well. And it was part of the Infinity ecosystem. But yeah, they were minted out. I don't know. It was I think AJ was there live, and I think we thought something was broken because we thought it hadn't
Yes.
even moved.
Yeah,
'Cause it was done.
it sold
Seconds.
out.
It sold out
Yeah,
in seconds.
literally. I was on the live stream trying to get one of my own. It was like, nope, not gonna happen. So
So
yeah.
what are people like me and AJ supposed to do? We're friends with you. Do we get like a special link where we can go buy the first 500? Come on,
No,
AJ.
no link, man.
What?
No
You
insider deals now, gang. Sorry, brother. All of us. I mean, again, we're in line waiting with all of you. There will be, and again, we're gonna release a white paper on all this, but
okay?
there is a certain amount of NFTs that are reserved for our treasuries, just to help protect the price. But again, I mean, there's no insider deals. You know, if you want an NFT, you got to be ready and ready to pull the trigger, you know,
Yeah.
in those 30-minute windows. That's why, you know, again, we understand it's a large raise. You know, if we sell out of everything, we're looking at, you know, about 1.5 million. But it's really bullish for our ecosystem and MDB. You know, not only are we able to utilize our ecosystem, I guess we can kind of go into that now on how we're going to yield. So the majority of those funds will be used to go into our reactor protocol. Again, it's a detonator style contract, but we're doing it strategically. And we're using our proven 5-2 method, which means we're compounding 5 days a week and we're claiming 2 days a week. And this is very sustainable for the contract. And it allows us to produce yield without, you know, crushing the price of eShare or hurting the people that are already involved. So a lot of people are a little bit frustrated with detonator and reactor or the detonator style contracts because they have to compound every day in that 24-hour window. So if you want to get exposure to our ecosystem, but you don't want to have to deal with that daily compounding, this is an amazing way where the NFT is essentially an auto compounder for you. And again, based on that eShare, a portion of that will be sold to buy MDB as well. So it puts buying pressure on MDB, and it allows us to distribute eShare to everybody else. And again, I don't want to go too much into the weeds, but we're utilizing our win it now function, which allows us to double our entry into that. And so that 10% there's a 10% fee on that win it now, and that 10% goes directly to our treasury, and that 10% is what will be used to also buy back EMP. So not only is this a yield generating opportunity, but it also will help us support our peg as well. So again, we're trying to really move into an era of true sustainability, you know, within the tomb fork model, and we've gotten away from that tomb fork concept, and we're going to continue to move away over the next months to really become more of a you know, a reliable passive income platform. So
Let me ask you this: the 1.5 million. How much of that is going to go into your? You said it's going to go into your reactor or generator. Which one?
yep, so reactor, that is
Reactor.
eShare. Yep, eShare and BNB LP. It will go into it. Yeah,
All
I
of it.
mean, yeah. So
All the 1.5 million is going to go in there.
yeah, so we have again we're gonna put this in our white paper. It's a little bit less, but the majority of the funds are going in there. And again, we already own a lot of the eShare as well. So again, we're confident that, you know, this won't dilute everybody that's
What?
in Reactor. If anything, it can actually raise the daily burst for people that are already in Reactor. And again, just because of our compounding strategy, because that's what we're seeing with the market being super volatile. We've seen a lot more claiming than compounding, which is understandable. And that's why, you know, daily burst has been either maintaining or dropping even slightly. But with this mechanism, and now we become basically the largest good actor in Reactor. We're able to kind of, you know, I hate to use the word manipulate, but we're able to hold the floor of the contract and really help everybody yield a lot more, again, reliably. I mean, everything that we do at EMP is based on sustainability. So if we think that we can do it in a manner that really makes things stable, then that's what we're going to do.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, first of all, guys, thanks all for watching. There's 66 people watching right now. Please make sure to hit the like button and share to get this video out to as many people as possible. It just shows what great community you guys have on a Monday morning. You got all these people watching you, and there's going to be a lot more watching after this goes live. It'll get reprinted and you can watch it again. But so this is going to go into the generator, and what is the yield? Like
the reactor, the reactor. Sorry, yeah, no worries. Yeah.
What is the yield generally for the reactor? Is it like 0.3% a day, 0.4% a day? Like, what could people look for?
Yep, absolutely. So we've been really cautious. Again, we're the type of people that like to under promise and over deliver. And so we've been purposely a little bit vague on this, but based on all the current market conditions, and again, eShare being, you know, a lot lower in price anyway. I mean, we're confident that the initial APR will be about 0.4% daily.
Wow.
So and that could dramatically go up, or it could also go down. I mean, that's just the reality.
It's
But
based on the price of eShare, right?
Correct.
Got
So yeah,
it.
the higher the price of eShare, again, the higher the yield would be as well. But and again, that plays into, you know, all that we're doing, the you know, the health of the ecosystem, you know, and I think that we're gonna get there. It's just, it could be you know, hopefully the NFT launch is a catalyst for all that. So
got it. Okay. So you're gonna have it spits out eShares basically, and then you're gonna take some of these eShares and buy MDB. Is that what's gonna happen?
Correct. And then that MDB that we buy off the market will then be used and distributed to all the NFT holders. So yeah.
Got it. So I'm gonna get, if I buy this NFT, some eShares and then some MDB in my bag every day.
Correct. Yep. And again, roughly the combined value of both of those will roughly be about 0.4% daily based on your contribution.
Well, I can already tell this is going to sell out. Like,
yeah.
I mean, you get MDB and eShares together every day. I'm in.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Well, and again, I mean, the number one, we're really big on, you know, solving problems. That's been, when I had my business card in real life, it said problem solver. That was my title. So the problem that we're seeing right now, and again, I hate to even call it a problem, but people get frustrated by having to compound in reactor and detonator every single day. Again, they don't realize that that's part of our game theory and why we've had such success with the pool balance maintaining. I mean, even now, I think about there's you know, $1.5 million in reactor and about 2.5 million in detonator still to this day in the depths of a bear market. But again, this solves all that. So if any of you are worried about, you know, compounding or just want purely passive, you know, income with exposure to both of our protocols, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute no-brainer. So yeah, go ahead, Danny. I feel like I've been talking the whole time, so I don't know if you want to add to that, bro. Yeah.
I get sick of the sound of my own voice, so it's quite nice for me to shut up for a
right
minute.
on, brother.
No, look, I think look, I think one thing about both us and AJ, if I think about the market strategically, we wouldn't be doing this together if we didn't see both of us being around for a long, long time, and because that's the way we see our own projects. And I think if you look at some of the casualties over the last few days, and you know, casualties affect everybody. I don't think it's not something, same as AJ said, it's not something you make light of. But if you look at the cold hard facts, most of those are projects that have launched in a bull market and run out of steam eventually. Some of them right at the end, but it's very difficult to launch in this market at the moment. And I think there's people want to work with projects that are going to be here a long time, and I see that investors are getting savvier and that's why unsustainable ecosystems are starting to run out of runway, basically. Yeah, look, I feel very bullish because you can't change the size of your market unless you just can't, right? Unless we're going to go out and get people into crypto, we're not going to do that. But the competition in the market is changing really quickly, and I'm really bullish in terms of the market share that projects like EMP and MDB and the like can make over the next few months. And that's I think we've got our fate in our own hands.
You do, and a lot of people are saying that they love the concept. You got a bunch of people down here. I mean, everyone just loves it. Love the concept. EMP MDB equals wow factor. That's what when I saw this, I was like, I don't even care what this thing does. I was like, I don't even care. Just give it to me.
Yeah, you're in. I love it, Dao King. Yeah, 100%, bro. We have
I
an
didn't even
amazing
need this
community.
AMA. You guys don't need 14 AMAs. Like
Yeah.
it's already sold out.
Yeah, no doubt, bro. Well, we have an amazing community, from minnows to whales, and again, we wanted to just do everything that we could to give everybody access to this. And truly, I mean, and again, I'm not one to overhype. I think Danny is the same way. But like this, seriously, could be one of the largest NFT projects on BNB chain. I mean,
So.
again, ETH has all the the large players on mainnet, but there really hasn't been a lot of love on the NFT market, for BNB chain. So again, if we can get in front of everybody and have that floor price continually rise, as these NFTs are so valuable, I think that we get even more eyeballs where people on these secondary markets, they say, whoa, what is this Sentinel Squadron? And again, that's what we were calling the series, the Sentinel Squadron. Again, Sentinels are meant to look over a project or look over something. And so that was kind of the idea behind the art. Again, we went with our post-apocalyptic robot theme that we've had at EMP. Again, EMP stands for electromagnetic pulse. Yeah, and even there's a lot of Easter eggs as well. Some of the traits has the little Inferno Falcon or Phoenix rather in the hand of one of the robots. So there's a lot of cool little Easter eggs that tie in the MDB protocol as well. From the visual aspect, and yeah, all just to be clear as well, all the NFTs yield the same, but there will be different rarities. So we have different, we have epics, and we even have 5 legendaries that we're incorporating, and those are one of a kind custom artwork robots that will be super valuable. And again, we plan on adding a lot of utility for those legendaries in our protocol, even though they're not going to yield more. We want it to be fair to all the NFT holders, so they won't yield more, but they'll be very valuable by giving early access opportunities within our protocol. And I'm sure MDB will show us some love on those legendaries as well. So yeah.
Let me ask you guys about the cost. It's $300 each, and from what I read, I could use Infinity for them, right?
So I'll let
BUSD.
Yeah, so I'll let Danny go there. We wanted to make it really accessible, and so some people may not be familiar with Phoenix Plus, but those that are on this call, they know the power of using Phoenix Plus to get in, and I'll let Danny expand on that. But if you don't know anything about that, we also have the BUSD option as well, just to not confuse people on getting in. But yeah, go ahead, Danny, please.
Yeah, look, and BUSD is very familiar for people, and it's nothing worse than Dao King, you say we're cults, and it can be a little bit of an echo chamber in times you're inside your own ecosystem sometimes. So BUSD is super accessible for people who know what Phoenix Plus is as a 2% buy tax, so it appreciates really quickly. All of that goes into the LP, and that's running. I think it's at the moment because we've stopped Infernos up until after the mint, so you can't be cashed out of Phoenix Plus. So if you buy your Phoenix Plus now, it's going to appreciate organically leading up to Sunday. Obviously, more people are going to buy it leading up. As soon as people start coming out of it to mint as well, you're even going to see the price of that token increasing,
So,
because it's
so you
it's a
can
bit
use
like MDB Plus.
you can use Phoenix Plus for this, right?
You can use Phoenix
Okay,
Plus. Yeah.
and then the Phoenix Plus is a buy tax right now or no?
Yeah, it does. It does, but it's
Okay.
2%. It's 2%.
2%.
You know,
Okay.
I'll give you an example. People who bought because we minted Infinity in Phoenix Plus, and we minted the Infinity NFTs in Phoenix Plus, and people who bought when we announced the Inferno was stopped, they get something like a 10% discount on it. But look, for ease, BUSD, if it's a completely new system to you, BUSD is very easy. But Phoenix Plus is a stable backed asset that can only.
Got it. Okay, so that's how you guys get it. Very simple. There's a few questions out here for you guys. This one's an interesting question. Will the NFTs help support the declining detonator pool balance, AJ?
Yeah, so that's an awesome question. So again, I mean, we are in the depths of a bear market, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier that we have been seeing claiming, more than compounding, and so obviously the detonator pool balance, is going to be affected by that. So we have seen it decline. But what we've always said was, and again, I'm going to get a little bit technical here, so I'll try to make it as easy to understand as possible. But we are able to what they call rehypothecate. The LP rewards onto our farms. So what that basically means is we're able to take our LP that's in detonator, that giant pool balance, and put it on our farms, and then we're able to yield our own eShare token. And so we have not done that yet because we don't want to dilute the investors that are already in the farms. But with this rally and the eventual, peg coming back and a higher price of eShare, then that provides a lot more opportunity to rehypothecate onto that farm without hurting anybody. I mean, it's just that the yield will be matched by the price increase. So by doing that, that is fresh funds in the form of eShare that will be entered into the EMP ETH LP and increase the detonator pool balance without having to pay those funds out. So we're able to literally put fresh deposits into detonator, and that alone will help the pool balance grow and grow in a way that pays everybody that's in detonator out again without having to because typically when you deposit into detonator, there you have to actually receive your ROI. But if it's the treasury or this concept, just putting fresh capital in, it's literally a way to pay everybody out over the long run. So yeah, there's a lot of things that will help with that, and the increase of EMP alone and the health of our ecosystem, coming back to peg, that instills a lot of confidence, especially with all these other projects going down the tubes, and really, again, not to make light of it, but I said it a bit jokingly earlier. I mean, we may be one of the only passive income DeFi plays left. And again, I mean, that would be a safe haven, for potential funds going back into detonator, and all these detonator style contracts. They have an ebb and flow. So you see the pool balance go up, you see the pool balance go down, you see the pool balance go back up again. Like it's all part of the cycles that we're involved in. So
What do you think? What do you think about this comment by Crypto Babe right here, AJ?
yeah, so that's LA. She's one of our team members actually. So yeah, absolutely, Crypto Babe. She handles all of our marketing and our public relations. So yeah, LA. If there's anything you want to bring up, also please let us know. So yeah, it says also with the EMP superchargers, um, there's a built-in mechanism to buy and burn EMP, which will help boost the peg, which is the main reason for people are claiming right now. So yeah, I mentioned that a little bit earlier, but yeah, let me clarify. So we're going into Reactor, there is a 10% fee on the Win It Now purchase. And so that's what we're calling a supercharger, where that 10% will be going to buy back and burn EMP through our treasury. So again, if we're able to raise 1.5 million, that's about 10% of that, those funds go into buying and burning EMP. So yeah, hopefully that explains it a little better.
Yeah, that was great. I mean, it looks like a lot of great things are going to happen to the EMP ecosystem from this raise. It looks like your whole ecosystem, this $1.5 million, is going to just it's really going to do a lot of stuff for you guys. It's going to really help.
Yeah, no doubt. We hope so. I mean, we've done all the numbers. We're big on the math. And again, if we do daily AMAs in our ecosystem, and we're always talking about that, the numbers don't lie. And so we've gone over and over and over all the different scenarios, and really working out everything based on pure math alone. And we feel like these NFTs are going to be the catalyst to something super, super awesome. So again, not financial advice, and got to be kind of, vague on purpose. But, and again, I mean, what kind of headline would that be as well? That, MDB and EMP through this partnership, we're able to single-handedly, recover in the depths of a bear market. I mean, again, it's just all the stars are aligning for sure.
Yeah, DGen Project said math. Unfortunately, a lot of people in crypto do not know math.
Yeah, yeah, that is unfortunate. Well, and again, I mean, you bring up another good point, Dao King. We've done everything we can to eliminate the human element. We did that with our academy, trying to educate people.
Right.
But at the end of the day, some people just don't want to learn or don't want to, put in the effort. So these NFTs are the solution for that. If you want to ape in and you don't have to worry about it, you buy the NFT and you set it and forget it. I mean,
That's right.
that really is, again, another way
So,
of us delivering.
so this is not financial advice, guys. Like AJ said, you guys have to do your research, and a lot of people don't like to do their research, unfortunately, when it comes to a lot of this stuff. But he's simplified it, which I appreciate, because going into EMP can be, when you first go there, it's like, whoa,
Yeah, it's overwhelming for
what is
sure.
going on?
Yeah, no doubt. Well, and yeah, and we have. I mean, we relaunched our UI, we relaunched our academy. We've done a lot of stuff during this bear market. Continuing building. I mean, what other protocols can you say other than MDB, obviously, that have been building literally every single day, since
Yeah.
launch? So, and again, I hope that kind of is the proof in the pudding, so to speak, of what kind of team we have, and what kind of people we partner with.
Well, I don't want you to say that stuff to Danny, because he already has a big head.
Yeah, right. We don't want that
So,
any bigger, right?
like, what you got to tell Danny is, like, he's got a lot more work to do. He's
Yeah.
not doing good enough.
I've got a big head.
We
Get
expect
on it,
more
Danny.
from
Get
him
on
than
it.
this. That's how you got to talk to him.
I think I'll probably come across as like really thick skinned, but it's normally because I've, like yesterday obviously was a difficult day, I won't lie. But by the time I'm facing people like you, Aaron, taking the piss out of us, I've beaten myself up so much that by then I'm like, there's a guy who's already been here before you and done a number, and that's me. So yeah, I think I come across as quite thick-skinned, but I'm quite hard on myself actually, and very self-critical.
Okay. I mean, that's why your project's doing well. And actually, that's why it's doing well, because that's the type of person it takes.
Yeah,
Totally.
well, without being too philosophical, I think, maybe when they're younger, they should, because I think certainly young people get put under a lot of pressure that maybe success comes from being perfect, when I think success comes from doing probably slightly more right things than wrong, and behaving with integrity. And if you can get 8 out of 10 things right, there'll always be someone with a YouTube channel who's going to poke fun at the 2 out of 10.
Yep.
And it's a very safe place to be. But that's, the integrity piece is the fact that we actually care, and every day we're building and we're moving forward, and the 8 things right cover the 2 things that maybe you get wrong.
Absolutely. I love what you said, and I think that's probably one of the reasons both of you are doing so well. I think your mentality to DeFi is totally different than everyone else. A lot of these projects, unfortunately, act like everything they're doing is right and they can do no wrong, while you guys come from a perspective like, how are we going to do more things right and not mess up as much, So that's the difference from you guys, and I appreciate it, and a lot of your guys appreciate it. I mean, you guys get a lot of love out here. So if there's any other questions, I think we've covered most of it. You guys have any other questions?
I'd love to add to that, because obviously we get to see behind the scenes a little bit, and I get to see AJ working with his team, and AJ spends all of his time on the 2. Like, what can we do about these 2? How can we be better? And he doesn't spend time on the 8 saying, "Oh, look how fantastic I am." And you're right. I think it's difficult, because I think there's a lot of money in this, like creating maybe a God view of yourself, and it's a bit like being in the British tabloids in DeFi. You're built up and then to be knocked down. But as you say, it's a very short-term strategy, right? It's a quick bump, quick dump, and I thought I'd share that. I see AJ behind the scenes, and he's a very, very shrewd operator, and always looking just for that incremental gain, which is, there's a lot to be said for that.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, bro. Well, and again, it's the mutual admiration club. I mean, we've been working behind the scenes together, for the last 3 or 4 weeks, trying to get this rolled out. And again, I mean, it's just so refreshing, And I know I've said this on multiple AMAs, but the landscape right now, like these multi-million-dollar market cap projects, that have these founders that you just think, how did these people even put their pants on in the morning, and it's just so refreshing to have Danny and other projects that, are just in a whole nother level, that use real world business, acumen, to run projects. I mean, I think that has a lot of weight to that as well, because Danny and we've been around the block, both in crypto and in the real world, and we know what it takes, to deliver. And unfortunately, a lot of projects are not delivering right now. So
I agree with everything you guys said. And guys, it's great. There's over 80 of you watching, almost 90. So just click that like button, get this out to the rest of YouTube. This is a great conversation we're having. And the one question here DGen has, he says, maybe I missed it. You did. Can you touch on how the NFT will generate MDB rewards for holders? Very simple, guys. E-shares that's generated, going to be sold, a portion of it. It's going to buy MDB, which is very interesting, actually. So this is my question to you. So this E-shares that gets sold, it's going to buy MDB. But if price of MDB, which has been going up, just like this guy's saying right here with the chart, buy MDB quick, because he's got a point. Because what this NFT is going to do is, if all of this E-share is coming out, I don't know how much of it. I'm assuming half of it's going to get sold off to buy MDB, so you get a bag 50-50, I assume.
Yeah, again, it's going to depend on a lot of variables, but yeah, that's a good starting point. Yeah,
good starting point. Okay, so this is going to put daily pressure on buying MDB. If my damn calculator was here, I would tell you guys how much, but I'll figure it out in a minute after we're done. But it seems like considerable amount of daily pressure is going to buy MDB. Now, the thing about it is, if the MDB's price goes up, the amount of pressure coming in buying will lessen, because it's not going to buy as much, but it is going to provide some sort of a floor, let's just say. So it's actually really interesting game theory that is going to come out of this.
I think the synergies are huge. If you think about in the EMP ecosystem, the NFT probably is like a simple layer over this combination of lots of different synergies that are going to drive EMP back to peg. EMP driving back to peg is going to have an exponential impact on the value of other assets in the ecosystem, and then the hype train takes over, and then it's got this bridge into MDB, which is obviously deflationary, and volume just basically speeds up that process ultimately. So the synergies are, that's why I'm really bullish. Last month, the Infinity system bought $95,000 worth of MDB and distributed it. So, everything in our roadmap is about adding more and more buy pressure.
Totally.
And people can sell into that buy pressure, right? That's what investing's for, right? Is to make some profit as well. And I think it's easily missed. Like in AJ's system, they're locking up so much. Go and look at eShare. Go on deck screen and look at eShare. Look at the market cap and look at the liquidity. The gap between the two is almost non-existent. Anyone who understands sort of how the mathematics of a token work, you start throwing in this type of volume, it's going to be an interesting few weeks.
Totally, no doubt. Well, and again, I mean, our e-share is super volatile, but to the point of MDB, there's 2 points I want to make. So yeah, the MDB that you get and the e-share that you get from these NFTs, I mean, they're also yield producing assets where there could really be a lot of not a lot of sell pressure, on rewards because you can use the MDB, and again, not financial advice, but what I do with my MDB is I pair it up in their liquidity pool and put it on Xenia. And again, I don't know if we can drop some alpha, Danny, but I heard there may be an auto compounding LP pool coming. So that would be a great way to utilize, your MDB. And then with eShare, you can put it in the boardroom and potentially mint more EMP when the ecosystem is really healthy. But for me, the play, and again, not financial advice, but just like you may want to pick up some MDB right now, I would think that
He
you
doesn't
would
need
also,
any help.
yeah,
He doesn't
yeah,
need any help.
yeah, no doubt. Well, EMP, I think is on the absolute floor, and is a lot less risk than eShare. And so, if you think that Peg is going to recover, I mean, buying EMP right now is essentially a 60% increase, getting back to Peg. So again, not financial advice, but again, there's a lot of ways to play the ecosystem right now, and I think EMP, the native token, and MDB, the native token, are some great opportunity for sure. Yeah.
If there's any other questions out there, we'll take one or two more. And for the most part, I mean, I think I understand what you guys are doing, and I love it. It's great.
Killer. Well, that means a lot, Dao King. I mean, you've been a huge supporter of both of our protocols. I think that you, again, speaking of talented and respected members of the DeFi community. I mean, you've been one of those influencers that is no bullshit, and we appreciate it for
Thank
sure.
you, man. Appreciate your kind words.
Yeah.
Glenn says I need to dump every other project and just stick with EMP and MDB.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, again, I know I got a lot of DMs. Yeah, I got a lot of DMs today about stable fund. They said, if we get a refund, all that's coming into EMP and MDB. So we'll see, man. But
yeah. Guys, I'll be doing a stable fund video shortly. I did one for Freeway last night. It doesn't look like stable funds as bad as some of the other ones. They're going to be returning your money supposedly, but they have the money. It's not like they don't. They have like over $40 or $50 million in capital. I don't know what's going on over there.
What's the liability? I'm just curious.
Of what do you mean? So this is what they're going to do. It's really interesting. So they're saying that if you put $1,000 in and you got $800 in claims out, they're going to give you back the $200. So they're not going to give you the rewards they're going to hold on to the rewards you already have in the system. So if you put in $1,000 and you made $1,200, you won't get anything, even if you have rewards still in the system. Now, if you put in $500 yesterday, you're going to get your $500 back because you wouldn't have generated any rewards. It's kind of interesting, but it also shows to me that this trading bot that they had running in the background, maybe they're more moving money around. Maybe there is a bot, but more likely just moving money around. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't know. 3,000% a year bot would quickly accumulate all of the capital in the world, right? It would we'd all work for the bot.
You see my video about the bot trading. The bot trading, I have another bot that I set up, which is doing okay, but not those kind of returns. Like I'm like going to be lucky to get 2, 3, 4, 5% a month. That's realistic in a safe way where I don't lose. I don't get wrecked like I was getting wrecked on those other bots. So, man, it's terrible, Danny. It's terrible. And there's still
I love your video. That's one of the best videos. If you check out Dao King's video where he's losing his mind, he's setting his microphone off, shouting at the screen. Brilliant.
Yeah, but they're still advertising on Twitter, putting up fake numbers that they're making money every day. And literally people are DMing me and going, I lost $1,200 today. I lost $500 today. I'm like, I told you to stop using the bot. But they post on their own Twitter, they're making money. And I'm like, am I tripping? I don't know what's going on out here, dude. I don't know anymore.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, again, I mean, I think that, and this plays into again both EMP and MDB. I mean, even any yield is good yield as
Good
long
yield,
as you
yeah.
can, trust in the team and what we're doing. I mean, we're as transparent as we possibly can be. You can see all the transactions on chain. There's no, centralized exchange, with bot orders or whatever the fuck. So yeah, I mean, we definitely do everything we can, to be that truth and that transparency. And I think that that's really going to come to light over the next few weeks and months, as all these other DeFi projects just continue to have problems.
Yeah, I think this NFT, what it does, guys, is it's gonna just make investing easier for the people that don't want to necessarily deal with a tomb fork, or you're not really even a tomb fork anymore. I don't know what you're gonna have to come up with a new name.
I know,
So
no doubt. Well, and that's also you bring up another good point, Dao King. We'll have to have another AMA. But we really are. I mean, not only we're focused 100% on this NFT right now, but by the end of the year, we have some amazing stuff that we've been working on again behind the scenes. Literally putting in 12-hour days. Every single day. When I say that, it's not a joke. And so again, I think that people are going to be really excited for what we're calling the final form of EMP, which really addresses a lot of the inherent issues that we've seen with, tomb forks or inflationary tokens. So yeah,
should
totally.
we start calling you the EMP fork?
There you go. Yeah, that could be it.
Is
We
that
could
what
be
it is?
the new
EMP.
standard, right? Yeah, everybody will be starting to fork us, right? Yeah.
And then Danny, I don't even know what to call you because you have like 8,000 different tokens. I think what's going to happen. This is what I predict is going to happen by the next bull run. When you go to CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, it'll just be MDB ecosystem. It'll be like just
Yeah.
flooded. It'll just be like 20, 30, 40 different little tokens. Like
we've got 2 tokens and 2 stable backed assets. They're 2 stables and 2 tokens. But
I know you have plans for more.
No.
No, oh, don't lie.
No,
Yeah.
no. I was
Really?
actually thinking that, like, am I living in a parallel universe? No.
Really?
Absolutely
You're
not.
done? That's it? Just 4 tokens?
Yeah, absolutely not. We've got much bigger things actually in the pipeline that are not token related. So, but that's all to be revealed over the next couple of months.
Okay, very nice. If there's no more questions, we're gonna wrap it up with AJ and Danny here. Any more questions? You can say hail to the great DeFi gods. You can say stuff like that. No? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, again, we're doing a round robin of literally, a bunch of AMAs, a bunch of Discord groups. So if anybody has future questions, join us on our own AMAs every night at 6:45 p.m. Eastern. On our YouTube channel, Danny is going to be joining us with a lot of those. Again, we're on a little bit different time zone, so it's like we're trying to make it convenient for everybody. But we're working it out. So yeah, and again, I mean, anything, we'll have a full white paper released today. Again, we were hoping to have it out before this AMA, but as you know, everything in crypto moves at its own speed. But yeah, that will be out 100% today with a lot of loose ends answered. And yeah, go ahead, Danny. Anything else you want to add, or yeah.
No, I'm just absolutely pumped for this weekend. I've got the butterflies already. I think it's going to be absolutely insane. So yeah, I feel very privileged that I get to work with EMP and that I get to see sort of behind the curtain, so to speak. And yeah, I'm extremely excited.
Rodney has a question. What type of Porsche should I order? Rodney, the Porsche you're going to order is a small little toy ones.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's the one you're going to order.
Yeah. Okay. And that's a good point, Dao King. I mean, we're not all here to get rich overnight, but we are here, to invest in protocols that have a track record, that are building positions. I mean, we talk about this all the time, and I know you do too, Dao King. I mean, now is the time to build.
Yeah.
You want to be getting positions in protocols, not looking to exit or make as much money as you can, because when the next bull cycle hits, and it could be a few months, it could be a few years. I mean, we don't know. Yeah, but once it does, that is the time to take profit, and it's
Absolutely.
profit beyond your wildest imagination. So, and I can say that. I mean, I've been in crypto for 7 years now, and I've seen it play out over and over again. So yeah, it does. It all happens in cycles.
Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for coming on. Your communities are awesome. A lot of great questions, a lot of great insights. So November 30th, just keep an eye out for
October 30th. Yeah.
October
Yeah.
October 30th.
Yep.
What day is that? Is that next
Sunday?
Yep,
next Sunday? Okay.
Or yeah,
next
this
Sunday.
coming
Keep
Sunday.
an eye
Yep.
out for that, and more information will be posted on their Discord. So thank you guys.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Dao King. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Danny,
guys.
always a
Thanks for having
pleasure.
us.
All right,
Take
guys.
care.